one thing they don't tell you about leadership is friendships are very interesting. You can't be a good friend and a comrade. I'm not going to inspire anyone today because I really found myself in so many of those spaces, and I'm really lucky. I think I'm one of the lucky few. Every single day, it's just telling yourself that you can do this.
Yeah.
There's a purpose. There's a reason. It could be anyone else, but there's a reason it's me. So for entrepreneurs, the most boring advice that everyone hears is don't give up, but genuinely don't.
Welcome to another episode of Rewire with Rose. This is a podcast where we talk about leadership and mindset. And in studio today, I have the amazing Sandra Ndishu. Sandra, welcome very much to this episode. And we could get started by you telling us a few highlights about your career journey.
And I'll start by saying, you've been an amazing friend.
Thank you.
And my career journey has been turbulent at best. So I started as a salesperson many years ago, and I'll not tell you my age. It's for everyone to guess. So I started as a salesperson in a very interesting way. So we share a common undergraduate, and I thought I would go into quality, and I always wanted to have my own biscuit factory. That didn't work out. So I went into sales, and I went to the coffee value chain, and I was surprisingly good at it. And then over the years, so I ended up being a country manager for Kenya and doing equipment. And so I got to know farmers really well. And I got to know the coffee space, and I made amazing friends. And then I decided to be an entrepreneur for a small bit, and it's not for the weak. Oh my God, that journey was so turbulent. But in 2023, I decided we were going through the coffee reforms. The landscape had changed as I knew it. In my personal life, I'd gone through a personal tragedy, and I thought I would want to come back to corporate world. And fortunately, I got the chance, and I came back and I got a job at the Kenya Coffee platform. And it's been an amazing journey. And then I met you, and I met amazing women. And so here I am. Sometimes with an imposter syndrome. Sometimes you feel like the shoes are too big to fill.
Yeah.
But, every single day, it's just telling yourself that you can do this.
Yeah.
There's a purpose. There's a reason. It could be anyone else, but there's a reason it's me. Yeah, and here I am.
Okay. So we'll talk a bit more about that, but maybe back to your career journey. It's not linear.
No.
It's studying for one thing, doing something different. It's finding out along the path that there are interests that you have. What would you advise someone that is wondering whether what they studied for is what they end up doing, and how do they make it okay with themselves that it's okay to go along and find interests along the way?
Especially in Kenya. I feel like it's the fundamental thing is to realize life is very dynamic. You take away the skills, and some courses are different than others. I feel like what we did prepares you for a more hands-on kind of job. But then depending on what you've done in campus, I don't feel you should fix your mind to that. I think you should just take it as a stepping stone. Especially for undergraduate, I feel like it just opens the doors.
Yeah.
Do you remember how they say, we now give you the power to read all that pertains to your degree?
Yeah.
I think they should change it to, I think we give you the power to read everything in the world. Because your master's could be anything else. Your PhD could be anything else.
Yeah.
And you just have to be open to it. But I think for Kenyans, we are at the mind, where we are now is, hey, liwe liwalo, like, it is what it is. So wherever you find yourself. But just for those people who are very dead set on being engineers or doctors, I feel you should always give yourself space for your talent to shine through. Because for me, sales was a talent that I didn't know I had.
Yeah. Okay. Someone said that the undergraduate just helps you to discover who you are. the postgraduate is probably the most critical degree, because then you know the job market, you know yourself a bit better, you know your skills a bit better, and therefore maybe it's more aligned with truly who you are. Okay, so the sales skills emerged along the way, and it helped to position you in into management.
Yes.
So walk us through that journey of getting into management. How did that feel like for you? Was it a natural? Was it something that, just happened upon you?
Yes. So I am not going to inspire anyone today because I really found myself in so many of those spaces, and I'm really lucky. I think I'm one of the lucky few that these things happen to me. But anyone who knows me will tell me I'm happy-go-lucky. I would rather be in the field, talking a mile a minute. And that's why my the postgraduate degrees are in communication, because I discovered, hey, maybe science is not it for me, probably. So I'm pursuing communication, and management was horrific in the beginning. Learning to be responsible for everyone, learning to be empathetic, but also being decisive was interesting. And I made a lot of mistakes. I'm old enough now to realize. One thing they don't tell you about leadership is friendships are very interesting. You can't be a good friend and a comrade. You have to be a good friend even when the person doesn't know you're being a good friend, because you have to have foresight. You have to see what these actions mean. And it was a lot of trial and error, And it's only until now when I've met like really positive women. And can I say this here? Where I look up so much to you.
Thank you.
And we have a mutual friend, Rachel. So I had to gather a lot from you guys. Calm, poise, learning to slow down, learning to think through. It was interesting. And sorry to everyone who was under me, because my Lord, it was a journey. Yeah.
Okay. Looking back, what do you think are some of the mistakes that you made, and what would you do differently if you were to start over again and start getting into management roles?
Underdog mentality. I was so focused on fighting for the underdog that I let incompetence slide. And I didn't realize that was harming the person more than it was helping. I never knew the difference between sympathy and compassion. And sometimes just owning and not being ashamed of the fact that I'm the leader. I had to get to a point where I had to understand and walk into that role. I don't think I find there are people who very naturally, they're leaders, they separate themselves. It's cold at the top and they're fine with it. I had to learn and train and take side courses to learn how to do that, because I was so for the people, by the people. And leadership does not always encourage pack mentality. You have to stand alone at some point because you have to guide, and it's not been easy.
And make tough decisions, and sometimes those decisions are not popular, but
oh my God, please don't remind me of the first time I had to fire someone. I think I went to the ladies and cried for 2 hours straight.
Never a fun thing to do.
I even remember it right now. So how I handled it, I was afraid. And it was just horrible. Now I know how to do it better. And of course, I'm not saying I would want to fire anyone. But I know how to handle it better. And it was just, I cried more than even the person was being fired. I don't think they saw it, but I was so shattered and I couldn't imagine. And it had to be done. And now years later, couple of years later, is realizing it's a kindness also. Because the more you keep that person, they're not performing, it's worse. You're prolonging the inevitable.
And it's not only difficult for them, It's difficult for you
Yes.
to manage the rest of the team, and it's difficult for the rest of the team because there's confusion around, what's performance and what
Yeah.
gets tracked, and
Yeah.
is it okay to slack? Okay. I think many women leaders would really relate to the fact that as leaders, most of the time, women lead with empathy. So I can see where that was coming from, but I think it's across the board. I think even men don't enjoy necessarily, having to let go of someone
Yeah.
because there are issues surrounding that. There's a family and there's all that. Going back to you getting into management, and because many people get into management through demonstrating their ability to perform well at their role. So sales, you say it is a skill that you discovered that you didn't know you had. So you shone through sales,
I was
and
very
then
good
you
at it.
got into management. How did you feel about having to let go of the area that you are very good at and you are shining, and now having to manage people to do that?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to sell yourself, it's another one to manage people to sell.
I'm so glad you asked that, because it's something I struggled with, I think, the first 3 years. And just teaching what came naturally to me and trying to impart it to a team required a different set of skills that I was not mentally prepared to impart, because the first 6 months was frustration. Why are they not getting it? I could go to the field and do it. And I did. And one of the mistakes I did was and I know this demoralized a couple of people, is to go with them to the meeting, completely take over, close that deal, and I didn't show them how to do it. And imparting that particular skill to a group of people, because it came so naturally to me. And my mentor and my boss at the same time had a very interesting way of doing it himself. And when I was transitioning to management, we never had that conversation with him. I never asked important questions like, how did you teach me? So the first 6 months were very frustrating on both ends, because I wouldn't understand why they are not getting it. And it's very obvious to me. So I'd go in, take over, close the deal. These people would go home. It wasn't very fun for them to come to work. And then it took me sitting down and having regular meetings and understanding what their thought process was like. And then as a leader, realizing that you also need to weed your crop. Not everyone in your team is very good at everything, and you need to find out who does what best. So in my sales team, I realized there are some who are there because A, it was the job, B, they had no other option. It was either sales but they naturally didn't like it. And one of my colleagues told me one day, and we had a candid discussion, he was like, I wish I could stay in the office. I'll do all the quotations, please don't send me to the field. Open my eyes. For sales, and as a leader, you have to find out what your people are good at.
Yeah.
And I cannot say this enough. Going back to class was important. I don't know. I know people talk about management and learning about it doesn't translate from the book to the boardroom, but it does help to teach you a couple of basics. It taught me, sit down, evaluate your people, see what they're do a whole SWOT, who's best at what. And I started performing. And it was very frustrating for me because I came from high goals. And then when I'm the leader, sales dip drastically. They didn't just dip, like they went rock bottom.
Yeah.
So finding out that A, I was a problem, and then B, fixing that problem was such a curve. It was a learning curve. But I figured it out and we went back better and stronger. Although I still missed the field. I missed it for a long time.
I think it's a struggle that many people have when they're getting into management and leadership, that it's easier to do it yourself than to coach someone to do it or to lead someone to do it, because as a leader, your job really is to sell the vision. And sometimes you are not even prepared by anyone on how to package this vision and how to share it with your team members. Okay, then you move on to Kenya Coffee Platform.
I had that gap to entrepreneurship. Then I came to Kenya Coffee Platform. And entrepreneurship, for anyone who's an entrepreneur, please, 2 cups of coffee on me. Like, oh my God. You are the MD the cleaner, the bookkeeper with no accounting experience, and you're the salesperson, all in one. And I remember in the initial years, I was very ambitious. So I had a whole team of 10.
Wow.
Where? By the time I got down to 4, story for another day. Then I came to the Kenya Coffee platform, and then I was coming to an organization of overachievers. Like everyone there, my entire board are just overachievers. They just don't achieve. They are overachievers, like they are giants in their field. So you're talking about a retired MD of an huge NGO. The current resource mobilization person in the board is working for a huge organization, and you've known him for donkey years, and he does amazing things. Then the only woman on the board is younger than me and has lived my life 4 times in excellence. And then the other 2 is a top scientist in this country, and then the other one is a director of a whole continent. I mean, it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was literally having to shape up from mediocre thinking to thinking very well. And these were comments I got, I think, in my first year, like, you have to change your mind and level up. Not nationally, and think big
Globally.
and better. And these are people who are sitting in your boardroom with titles that would make you shudder. You know, you've met some of them.
I know. Yeah.
You know, and you have to change your mentality, even how you talk to them, how you present yourself, how you present board papers. And I hope none of them are listening right now, but I think I even had to hire a consultant to get me to the level of putting together documentation that could pass in front of their desks.
Yeah.
And change that mind. And
Yeah.
I am so happy that I'm still there. So I must be doing something very right.
Definitely, you must be. So it sounds like you had to unlearn a few things, and you had to learn new ones. And one of the things you've said is about getting a consultant on board, and that's related to perhaps getting a coach and a mentor. And I'm just curious, at any point along the path, did you get mentors? Did you get a coach or coaches?
So I have to highlight a few key women. So, and this being your podcast, everyone is going to think it's because you're seated right there. But I know you've seen our conversations, and you know how deeply they impacted me. And such conversations, and other ladies, Catherine Nganga, people sat together who've been in leadership. Like, she's the head of sustainability with a huge multinational, and just talking to her, finding out what's expected. I had other colleagues in the industry who were CEOs, and they'd been CEOs, and I asked them questions. I had to learn what they were doing right. But I'm competitive, so I also wanted to forge my own path and put my own unique spin to everything. So it was marrying of ideas, and also sitting down with myself and deciding, what do I want to do?
And coming up with your leadership style. So what leadership style emerged? Now you're away from sales. You're now in a national, regional, global role. And you're managing teams that are oversighting projects in several countries. And you're dealing with farmers and farmer groups. You're dealing with an overachiever board. What leadership style emerged that was different from when you were managing sales?
Everything had to be elevated. I had to become more executive, definitely, more professional. What is my leadership style? I'm still evolving. So I don't know what I have now. But so I'll speak from the global perspective. So when I deal with my colleagues at the Global Coffee platform, my immediate boss is brilliant. He's 10 steps ahead every single time. He thinks like you wouldn't believe. Like, he sees end to end, and you better figure out the middle and figure it out fast. And then the senior manager of partnerships at that level, you have to understand, they put together documentation in such a short time that would shock you. So I had to quickly come to that level. And we had this conversation with him yesterday, and he was like, I need you to think full picture. I need you to put something on my desk that's complete. I need your analysis and I need your opinion. Like, this is my analysis and choose this. Don't wait for any other decision from anywhere. And that changes your mind. You start thinking 360 and make quick decisions, but the right decisions. Because you hold, for me, donor funds. You're accountable to both ends. The donors who put in money and are expecting results, the project beneficiaries who are expecting you to manage them very well, that they realize all the benefits. And it's not just one project, it's a couple of them, all under one umbrella. And just thinking at that level where you can't joke per se, you have to come to a level of seriousness. Genuinely, like, you have to think, what is every move, every decision must have impact. And you must control the impact as well. It has to be impact with direction. It can't just be, you have to also control the outcome. You have to control the reception. You have to be strategic. And that was so new because just impact is, in my world, doesn't work. You have to control the impact, the outcome, shape it. And you have to really, really think about those things. And it's been honestly mind-boggling, but I'm still learning. But I have to throw it back to you. How did you do it for so many years?
Okay. How did I do it? I think I had to become a different person at each level and realize that when I was responsible, let's say, for a work stream in a project, that while the buck stopped with me for that work stream, when I rose to be a chief of party, now the buck for the project stopped with me. When I moved on to country director, responsibilities were higher. So I had to almost become a new person each level and get a new competence at each level. When you're talking about, for example, managing a sales team and reporting to a board as a CEO, the skill sets are different. So I feel like you had to become a new person as well in all those levels and to learn and unlearn things, and part of it is what you've been talking about. Now, going back to what you said about now your current role, you have beneficiaries that are communities, you have farmers that you still have to speak to.
Yes.
Even though you're a CEO, you have to communicate to them in a way that makes sense. You have a board, you have your team. What skill have you found most effective in being able to manage this broad range of stakeholders?
The fact that producers don't care that you're a CEO, they're very exacting. They need, and one of the skills I had to learn is no one cares what your position is. They just want you to deliver and deliver really well. And that puts a certain perspective of getting the work done. I'm telling you, farmers in Kenya do not care what your role in the office is. They want what they want. They want their issues addressed. They want their voices to be heard. And you have to make that happen. And that gives you a perspective of, you can't distance yourself. You can't stay on the side and decide, or although I have a problem with delegation still. I've just remembered. I think I'm the leader who wants to do it with my team together. And my colleague is seated somewhere. She's probably looking at me, yes, you don't delegate very well. So, but it has helped me sit and realize at the end of, I'm measured by results. The title is very nice on the card. It's results.
Doesn't count. The farmer just wants to see a good price for their coffee.
Oh, they do.
So whether you negotiated at the global level and got them a good policy passed for Kenya, it really doesn't matter to them.
Me and you could sit here and discuss a bill, a policy. It's very real to me and you. But to them, they need tangible outcomes, tangible results, and changing our minds to translating that to something that affects them. Is, you have to become a new person.
All right. Going back to the Sandra that was 26 years old. What would you tell that girl looking back, considering your career journey? What advice would you have for her?
You will make it. You will make mommy proud. Because it's all I ever wanted to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it would have steered her, knowing that everything will work. So that Sandra is out there and listening and wondering whether she'll ever become somebody, and wondering whether she was actually born a manager or a leader. Because many times when you're at that age, when you're starting out, for many people, and I've heard you say, you don't really think it's you. You know, you think it's them. You think managers and leaders are them. I don't have it. I wasn't born as one, but you've just said you'd tell that 25-year-old that they would make it. Going back to the things that have helped you to get to where you are, I heard you talk about taking courses. I heard you talk about getting mentors and coaches. I heard you talk about, having quiet talks with yourself. To tell yourself that you can do it. Is there anything else that you found useful that you haven't mentioned?
The ability to deal with pressure. No one is going to... When you have good friends like I've had, they will have your back in terms you can cry to them. But you do know the problem does not go away. And... you know how people say pressure creases? You have to crease with the pressure. Like, there is no shortcut for taking pressure. And the only way to succeed in this game, I found, is to adapt very fast. If you can't take pressure, you can't go far.
Yeah.
If you can't take the bad with the good, specifically the bad, the good is very easy. You won't go anywhere. I have cried so many times. And then I realized it's not helping. Imagine there's no sympathy for crying. You really make zero impact. Please cry in your pillow at night. But when it's out here, have it together. There's no sympathy.
Get to the boardroom and have it together.
Yes. And no matter what the board says, have it together. And that's part of being a leader. No matter what the response is, even if it's bad, take it on the chin, stand tall. It's part of leadership, and move on.
Okay. Back to the journey that you've had. Have there been any setbacks? It almost sounds like you moved from one level to another. Were there any times that you felt like maybe your career stagnated or there were setbacks?
So for me, all my setbacks have been very emotional. So in entrepreneurship, it was very interesting because partnerships and leveraging networks and connections are not very easy. And when you do them the wrong way, they do cost you. And they costed my business a lot. But the setbacks for me have been very emotional losses in my life. And those affected my thinking. And those are the ones I could say. I would have been the lucky few. My career has never stagnated per se. Again, because sales was super exciting every single day. But I did suffer life-changing losses. And those to date, I've not healed from. But they make me better every single day.
Were they personal? Were they professional?
They were personal, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the major lead mentors. So I come from strong women. My grandma, she was born in this age. Should have been a CS. So, and my mom was tough. But when I lost her, everything kind of fell apart for me. So, but remembering everything we'd been taught kept me on the path.
I'm glad it did. How about considering that the role that you do has a global aspect and it's a lot of travel, busy calendars, from meeting to meeting, how have you dealt with work-life balance?
So I'm the worst person to ask that because I love traveling. Oh my God, it was my lifelong dream. So I travel so joyously. And my family is just surviving through me, living my best life. And for me, because I hate monotony as a person, the meetings are so exhilarating. Like I would go from meeting to meeting. It doesn't tire me out. So what tires me out is the boring stuff, the overhead stuff, the
Operations
the
and all
operations.
that, yeah.
But for me, because it's something I love to do, I don't struggle with that,
Okay.
So for me, but I know it's very unique. And I talk to other women who struggle so much.
Yeah.
And I could stay in the office till midnight, having the best time in my life. And my colleague wants to die because she'd rather go home and be with her family. And I don't know why I don't have that. So
maybe it's a blessing for you,
I don't know why. I would sit 1 a.m., be up at 5 the next day, be on a plane the next day, and I'm good. And I can't cook for anyone. Like I can't cook anything. I'm zero domestic. So I think my family, I'm sorry, you guys. It is what it is.
But I think that's important because also I find that as women leaders, we also have to be careful with what we choose and what we don't. And something has to give, it's also difficult to be the best in the boardroom and also the best chef in the house. And every day, Monday to Sunday, it may be that, you get yourself a chef. It may be that you get yourself a good nanny, right? Yeah, so I like that you said that because I think it's freeing. Going back to the entrepreneurship journey. So this podcast, our target audience is mid-career professionals and entrepreneurs that are just post-startup, and helping them with things that our guests have learned along the way. So based on your entrepreneurship journey, what would you tell an entrepreneur that is just post-startup? What advice would you have for them to help them grow to the next level? And as you think about that also, is there any advice that you would have for a mid-career professional that is looking at the next level of growth or the next level of promotion?
So for entrepreneurs, the most boring advice that everyone hears is don't give up, but genuinely don't. But also I'll add, leverage other people's resources, other people's capital. And I say this in this way. Do not dig so much into your own investment because you'll be very limited. Learn how to leverage partnerships. Look for investors very early in the game. And that always sounds daunting because everyone is thinking, you'd be surprised. There are so many career professionals who don't have the time to go into business, but they'll be a partner. They could sit on your board. There would be a resource you didn't know you needed. You don't always have to go to financial institutions. You could go to anyone who has a spare cachet of money and is looking to grow it. And also your resources don't always have to be monetary. You might need an expert in IT. You might need an expert in banking or some skill. And this would be the partner you'd need to grow your business to the next level. But for mid-level career people, number one, can I say this without being judged?
Sure.
Please don't start side hustles. They are so draining. If it's not cut out for you, I see so many middle managers and lower managers who then decide you're a career professional and you have a salon in your estate. It's going to drain your time. Those two are so not related. You're not able to move from your office to go run a salon. It's not what it's probably, if you know you're meant to be in the beauty industry, quit one. Please stop being in the bank and go to the salon because success rate of having both flourishing is almost nil. I would focus on my career and going back to school. And I see this with a friend of mine. He went back. I know he's just from the Kenya School of Government, but I've seen him do his master's. He's going to do his PhD very soon. And he's setting himself up for success at 32. By the time he's 40, he'll be top pick for any management position.
I love that. And that's about not spreading yourself too thin. It's about choosing your hard and going with it. Thank you so much, Sandra. It's been amazing having this conversation with you. We shall have another episode where we'll go deeper. Thank you so much. Thank you for following us. Please go to our social media handles, Rewire with Rose, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok. It's the same. Follow us, subscribe, comment, and let us know what you'd love to hear more going forward. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra.